Welcome to PitPod
PitPod
Podcast. A brand new F1 podcast.
Brought to you by two best mates.
Hello, welcome back to PitPod episode 5. We're joined again by Reese, of course.
Hello.
This week is going to be a little bit of a tasty one. We're going to be discussing the Italian Grand Prix. We're going to have our weekly quiz, and then
Yep.
any other topics that we think about along the way.
Mhm.
We're
Yep.
not going to be giving predictions this week because there's not a race for 2 weeks now. So
Yep.
we'll leave that for next week's episode when everyone wants to see that. So, yeah.
Yep.
I guess we'll jump straight into it. Max Verstappen. What a race
Yeah.
for Max
What
Verstappen.
a race. What a day for him. Getting pole position ahead of the McLarens.
Well, that came as a
absolutely
surprise to me, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It was that was fantastic. Especially getting in front of the McLarens that have been absolutely rocket ships so far. But I think it just speaks volumes, isn't it? It just definitely speaks volumes of how good a driver he is.
Yeah, unbelievable.
A lot of people don't like him because of the way he drives, like his driving style. But you can't take it away that he's a really good racing driver, like really good. And I think he fully deserved it this weekend. I think a lot of people were worried going into turn one. Most probably like Max Verstappen fans going, oh, because turn one in Italy is a bit like, oof. You're
That could end
either
up in like 10-pin bowling sort of thing, can't it?
yeah. It's either you commit to the corner or you just go over the corner. It's one of those, and that's what Max done. Max realised, do I commit and crash into Lando or Piastri, or do I just go over? And that's what he did. He just went over.
Yeah, he took the measures he
And
needed to, didn't he?
Yeah, he just played it safe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did they tell Lando that to? Did they tell Max for Lando to go past him?
Yeah, they did.
To,
The GP came on the radio and said, Max, let Lando through or give the position back, he said.
yeah.
I think it was the right decision to do so. I don't think Max even disagreed, to be honest with you. I think he knew what was happening.
Oh yeah.
I think he had a little bit of a spat. He said he left him no room, but when does Max
Mhm.
not do that? Max is never going to let
No.
anyone pass by that easily.
No, Max. If something like that happens with Max, and he gets told, oh yeah, you're gonna give the place back. He does kind of throw his toys out the pram, but then he kind of just goes, right, just get on with it now,
Yeah,
and
get
then
his head down now. Yeah.
yeah, and that's what
Sometimes
he
it
done.
makes him a better driver, doesn't it?
Yeah. And that's what he done. He still got past Lando, and didn't really
The rest is
have
kind of
Lando.
history, really, to be honest with you.
Well,
After
yeah.
he got back past Lando,
Mhm.
so he gave the position back, and then literally the next lap, got back past him again.
Yep.
And then from that point on, it was like Max Verstappen's race all over. He ended up 20 seconds ahead of Lando Norris in the end. I know we had a slow stop and a switch place, which we'll get onto in a minute, but 20 seconds ahead of that McLaren is unbelievable.
Oh yeah. Especially with the McLarens being an absolute rocket ship at the moment, it is ridiculous.
To open a 20-second gap on that car is special, and I sometimes don't think people give Max enough props for how good of a driver he is. I think people like to focus on the bad side of Max, and
100%.
they don't really focus on his talent, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I have been probably one of them people in the past, but as I grow older and he grows older, he really is starting to grow on me as a driver, and you can't not respect how good he is.
Oh no. Like, I think, especially, I would say Mercedes fans have always been like, he's a cheat. He's all this. He's a little whinger. Yeah, but once you realise, like, wow, he is actually like a really good driver. And I'm at that point now where I'm like, he's really good, especially after that race. I think that's put like the cherry on the icing for me.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what, fair play.
Yeah, it wasn't
He is
just 2 years of the car.
yeah. It's the McLarens have dominated the the big portion of this season so far, and then Max has just pulled that one out of the bag in Italy.
Yeah.
I don't know if Red Bull had any upgrades or anything
I think
like
they had a
that
minor upgrade,
or
didn't they? I think they
anything.
had a small upgrade, but it wasn't anything.
Hmm.
Max decided to run a lower downforce, a lower rear wing, so it was less depth on the rear wing. He
Right.
was less concerned about his cornering speed and more concerned about the top speed on the straights, and that just
Yeah,
showed
yeah,
compared to
yeah.
Yuki's car and how much of a difference it made in the race.
Hmm.
If you can
Yeah.
if you can get control of that Red Bull with the lower downforce setting,
Yeah.
it's an absolute machine. And Max made it look
Yeah.
like one of them.
Yeah. No,
The difference did
100%.
show
No, he
between
done.
him and Yuki.
Yeah, he done really well this weekend. He fully deserved it.
Yeah, he,
100%.
he kind of dominated after the 3 practice sessions. He dominated the rest of the weekend, and it was
Yeah.
Max
Hmm.
Verstappen's weekend to reign free. A little
Yeah.
touch on to finish on Max Verstappen. I love the fact that even though he's had a bit of a tiff with Charles in the past, and obviously with Lewis, and they're both Ferrari drivers now, the whole tifosi after the race on the podium was singing a Max Verstappen song.
Yeah.
That was like mind. I think even Max was mind blown at that, but it
Yeah.
was just a nice
Yeah.
touch from the crowd.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I think it has showed that like he has got the respect of everyone now. Like we're saying previously, it's like
Yeah.
like you say, it's kind of an over the hill moment where like he's come out the other side now, and people are
Yeah. Yeah.
starting to really enjoy him for what he is.
Yeah.
Speaking of the McLaren rocket ships before, not so much this weekend.
No.
I mean, it was
No.
definitely best of the rest by quite a margin to
Yeah.
probably the Ferraris, and maybe the Mercedes, but yeah, they weren't the best car this weekend, and it did show a little bit.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. No. Absolutely. Watching on about it, and the practice sessions and such.
Yeah,
I was kind of thinking to myself, right, could be the weekend where we might not even see either one of them on the podium,
yeah, I
maybe.
was thinking that
And then
myself.
obviously, qualifying came around, and it was like, all right, there we go. It's like,
They did turn the
you
power
know,
back on.
yeah. I think what it is, I think what they do is that I think they give other teams hope, during practice, and then they come in qualifying and just ruin all their dreams.
Oscar's
Um,
the worst for that.
yeah, yeah, but no, the McLarens are still up there. But I think this weekend, I think there was a glimmer of hope. I think this weekend where people were most likely thinking, oh, the McLarens are not looking really good
Yeah,
this,
they
this
can be
this time
beaten.
out. Yeah, they can be beaten, and I think just going back on Max, um, I think Max proved that you know the McLarens can be beaten. You know
Yeah,
they can be. Um, just some minor touches to the car is needed, and we can beat them. And I think this might give hope to a lot of the teams. I would say mainly to Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes. Um, kind of going, all right, we can beat them then. So we just
yeah,
need to put our head down and get the car correct, get the correct setup that the drivers want, and we can beat the McLarens. Um, but obviously, it's second half of the season. You never know what's going to happen, do
yeah.
you? You never
It's
know
a little
what's
bit
going to happen.
it's a little bit late for that now as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So Lando had a pretty good, well, a little bit of a battle with Max in the first couple of laps, but not on too much after they had to give the place back, and Max kind of went
Hmm.
storming down the inside of him, I think, into the
Yeah,
fourth corner. Not much apart from that. Oscar had a very entertaining battle for the first 4 laps with Charles, which was absolute
yes,
gold racing, which
yeah,
we don't really
hmm
see that much anymore. But both drivers going flat out, full to the pedal, and both cars staying on the track. I think that just showed how good drivers both, or how good of a driver both of them are, and how much
yeah,
they both wanted it, especially Charles at Monza. But
yeah,
we have to speak about it, so We'll start with Papaya rules. We have
Yeah.
to talk about it. What was your opinion on the whole situation? Should Lando Norris have gone back past Oscar Piastri?
I think so. In my opinion, when I watched it happen, I was thinking to myself, I was like, right, Piastri's coming in first.
Which is wrong
So,
at the start.
yeah. So he's coming in first, and then obviously Norris will be, the lap after. And Norris came in. His his pit stop was, slow because
Yeah,
of
his left front wouldn't go on, would it?
it was the left front. I think it was the wheel gun, wasn't it? I think
Yeah.
that they had the problem with. Um, and Piastri gets past him. Norris is behind him, and then all of a sudden you just hear, "Oh, Piastri gave Norris the position," and I was sitting there going, "Why?"
Yeah,
I was
why?
like, "Why?" I was like, it's not Piastri's fault that yous haven't got yous didn't get the tire on correctly. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there was something on the radio that Piastri's engineer said was, "Oh, we're doing the same thing. What Lando did for us at whatever race it was.
Oh,
I'm not
Hungary
too
last
sure.
year.
Yeah. We're doing the we're returning the favour for that basically." And Oscar let him past, but they're both fighting for the championship. Oscar wants to get that edge over him and get
Yeah.
a bit more points. So it was one of those, but it was, oh, let Lando through and then you can race. But Lando's on the fresher tyres, so Oscar had no chance.
No, he had
Oscar
no
had
chance of
no
getting back
chance.
at him.
No, he had no chance of getting back at him. It would have been very interesting if they were, racing like
Yeah,
against
properly
each other.
racing.
If Oscar was like fully behind him.
Yeah.
I think Oscar had the focus of, I'm going to try and race him, and then I think it in his head realised, no, you know what, I'm just gonna sit back.
I'm better off to stay behind this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, he's most likely asked, how far behind Leclerc is. They've told him, and then he's most likely just kind of one, right, I'll sit back then. There's no point in pushing the
Yeah.
car. We've only got a couple of laps remaining. There's no point in battling with Lando just in case we crash.
Well, the thing is,
we both
just
and then we
to
both
finish on
lose
your
points.
points, Lando Norris's car blew up last week. So do you
Yeah.
push the car to a point where the engine blows up again? Because Oscar
Yeah,
had that
exactly,
yet. So, like you say, I think
Mhm.
you're right in that point.
Yeah. But in my opinion, there's pros and cons to what they've done. Where it was like, oh yeah, sorry about the low, the slow stop and the error on our end. So we're gonna give you second, only because we gave Oscar second. It's like you should have just been
a
like,
pity vote in it, type of thing.
yeah, you should have just, you should just went onto the radio to Oscar and said, right, listen, you're not catching up to Max, right? There's no point in trying to chase Max. Slow down a little bit. Let Lando come up behind you and race each other.
Yeah.
Just do that. Make it fun.
Make it fun for the fans. To
Yeah,
be fair,
just make
they
it
do
fun.
everything else a little bit weird, so why not do that as well?
Yeah, just make it fun. Cause if it was me, I'd just be like, you know what, right? Tell Oscar to slow down a little bit. Let Lando catch up a bit, right? And just race it out. Just make it fun. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I would be doing anyway. I'd be like, oh, just let them race.
Yeah.
Just let them race.
So I've had a couple of, obviously we've had a couple of days to think about it, Sunday night, Monday day, and I'm still torn. I understand letting Norris back past. I get it. The Hungary 2024 thing, your teammates, Lando let Oscar go in first to cover the Charles Leclerc undercut. A couple of factors. But then I just think, picture this, right? Abu Dhabi, last race of the season.
Yeah.
They're on equal points. Just think about it. Or they're on Oscar's on 390, for example, and Lando
Yeah.
Norris is on 388. So there's only 2 points
Yeah,
in
yeah.
it. Oscar Piastri pits first. Lando Norris pits first.
Yeah.
Gets ahead of Oscar because there's a slow stop. So Lando Norris then takes the 25 points and Oscar's on the 18. Is there any chance on earth Lando Norris is letting Oscar Piastri past to win a championship?
No.
Not a chance.
No.
So
No.
why
Exactly.
is it only applicable at certain times of the season or certain races? I think it's an absolute farce.
Yeah. Yeah.
I understand why they do it, and this might be it now. This might be the last one
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Oscar's now paid Lando back for Hungary last year.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
might be it, and it all
100%.
might be a load of waffle that we're talking because it might never happen again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you've now set a precedent that if Oscar Piastri gets a slow pit stop, he goes, "Let me back past Lando."
Yeah. Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
pure
Yeah.
racing, and I think it's wrong. I do think it's wrong.
Yeah.
And there's no shade against Lando because we all love him. You know, he's British. We hope he does the best we can. But I just think it's a bit babyish from the whole team.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think they are like that on the radio a little bit. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I want them. Everyone wants to see McLaren do well. Everyone wants to see Ferrari do well. But I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
No. I think just touching up on that, like you said, if Piastri's in the last race of the season, there's only a couple of points into it, and there's some reason something happens, and it comes up on the team radio and goes, let Lando through. Oscar's gonna go, no, not happening.
Yeah, I've done
Are
it
you
once this
messing?
year.
Like, are you really messing? But I think like you said also, Lando did it for Oscar. Oscar's done it this weekend to pay the favour. I'm just hoping now it doesn't come into a reoccurrence
Yeah,
about
we
it.
have got to watch McLaren freaking sitcom
Yeah, exactly.
for the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
8 races.
yeah. I know. Just if one of them has a slow stop, oh well, all right.
Yeah, that's racing.
Every team has a slow stop, right? Every team has a slow stop. You don't see, right? Um, let's say Kimmy's in eighth, right, and Russell's in third, right? Kimmy has a slow stop, right? Kimmy has a slow stop, and on the radio, George goes. Someone said the race engineer to George, "Oh right, let Kimmy through because he's had a slow stop." No, it's not happening. It's not happening. Literally, if that was
I like that. I like that.
if teams are going to be like that now, right? That's what it's going to be,
Yeah.
right? It's like this weekend, for example. It's been like this weekend. Max gets a radio message of, Yuki's had
Yuki's
a
in
slow.
12th, please let him
You
pass.
Yuki's wheel didn't come off, so we took some time taking it off and putting it back on. Can you let him pass, please?
Yeah, Max goes from
Literally
first to 14th.
to 14th. All you see is Max going slow. That's all you see. So Yuki could go past him. It's ridiculous.
No,
But
it's a bit like a pity, like it's like pity in it. Like, oh, you will change because we feel sorry for the other driver.
it's
So
it's
that's why I think it's a
absolutely
little bit babyish, and we don't mean to slight
it's
them, but that is what
no
it's
no.
like.
I totally understand why they've done it. Obviously, because Oscar needs to repay the favor to Lando because of that race. So that's perfectly fine. But what they need to start doing now is they need to go right. They've both paid the debt,
Yeah.
right? It's all done, right? If that ever happens again, it's not happening,
Yeah,
right?
it's race time.
Whoever's lost time on the pit stops, right? Tough, right? If you want
Because
to
it swings
start,
and roundabouts. It'll come back eventually.
yeah, yeah,
You lose time on a pit stop. Eventually, I'll lose time on a pit stop. Lando
yeah,
Norris will
yeah,
lose time on a pit stop. Eventually, Oscar Piastri will lose time on a pit stop. It's going to happen.
yeah, 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 yeah. Every team has some fault in the pit lane.
Yeah.
One of the guns might not be working. Like Lando's case, his front left tire, wasn't going on.
Yeah.
So that's why he lost a bit of time. Every single team has one of those pit stops. Um, But I think what it is now is like, I think they need to stop all that, they need to stop all that. The only reason, the only valid reason on why they should switch drivers, right, is if one of them cuts the corner and gains an advantage. That is it, right? If you're losing time in a pit stop or anything like that, right? No, no, it's not happening. Let them race. Let them race it out.
No, I agree. I completely agree.
Let them race it out. If they wanna like be aggressive with each other, let them, right? Let them do it. They're both battling for the championship, so let them
Yeah.
do whatever they want. But I think we should move on from them. I think
Yeah.
we spoke about them enough.
Yeah, we'll quickly move on to Ferrari.
Yeah,
Charles probably couldn't have done any more this weekend. The
no,
car wasn't
yeah,
quick enough to catch up to the McLarens in the end, and
hmm
fourth was probably his highest position he could have got.
yeah,
And Lewis from 10th on the grid with his grid penalty, don't think he can complain much with a P6 finish. To be honest with you, I think it was quite a good drive from Lewis and Charles to get the cars in their positions.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. This weekend, I thought the Ferraris looked really promising. Really
Yeah, we all
promising.
thought so.
Yeah. And I thought they were going to be up there, and I thought they were going to be battling for the top three for the
Yeah,
podium. Obviously Leclerc had a really good battle with Piastri. I thought they were going to both collide at one point, to be honest.
I know it was good racing
Um,
though.
but it was really good racing from both drivers. Really good racing, really clean racing too. And obviously it's just that McLaren. That McLaren just had just the edge on it
Yeah, they,
on the
they did,
Ferrari.
they did. I think driver
I
on the
felt
day,
like
I think Charles would have had the edge if it weren't for the car on Oscar.
yeah, 100%. I think Leclerc was pushing that Ferrari to its limits, and you could see that when he was
Yeah,
battling Piastri. But that McLaren was it was just too much for him. In my opinion, if if you have a look at like the highlights between them two, and you say, oh, who was the better driver out of them two, it would be Leclerc. If Leclerc was in that
yeah, yeah.
McLaren, if Piastri was in the McLaren and Leclerc was in that McLaren, Leclerc would have been gone. He would
Yeah,
have
this
been well
weekend I
gone.
think you're correct. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, he would have been well gone. But I think it was just that Ferrari that just let him
yeah.
down
That
because
was
I
it. That was
think
it this weekend where I couldn't get any more.
yeah, yeah,
In terms of
Leclerc,
Lewis, the, his comeback drive was unbelievable.
oh yeah, 100%. He was
His
pushing the
first
car too.
corner, the first corner overtaking two, Yuki Tsunoda overcommitted around the outside, and it was like, I'm gonna take them places and scoop them all up.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so yeah, it did help him 2 places in the first corner. Then all he had to do was get past Bortoleto, weren't it? And
mhm, yeah,
it seemed pretty easy as well, to be honest with you. And he got past Alonso as well,
yeah.
didn't he? Was Alonso pit? I can't remember.
No, I
Anyway,
can't remember
he
either.
made his way up to sixth, and then that was kind of it. But it
Yeah,
was still a nice
I
drive because
think
I think if Hamilton would have started higher up this weekend, so if Hamilton
yeah,
did start in fifth, I think he would have been a problem for the podium places. I think Lando
mhm,
and Oscar would have had a bit of a dilemma on their hands with Lewis Hamilton breathing down the next, but obviously that didn't happen. I
yeah, yeah,
suppose we kind of move on and go to the next weekend, but I think he's a lot more positive this weekend, which is a bonus.
oh yeah, 100%. I think also with Lewis, he was pushing that Ferrari, and you could tell, both Ferrari drivers were pushing that car to
Yeah,
its limits, and because I was when I was watching it, I was looking at the timings, and he was catching, I think it was either he was catching George or Leclerc, and I was like, bloody hell,
yeah, he was
he's
catching
pushing that,
George for a long time until he got told to
yeah,
lift and coast.
yeah, because like I seen his times were like getting closer to him, and then all of a sudden he dropped, and I was thinking, right, he's most probably managing his tires here now.
Yeah, I think
Um,
you know what that
he's
Ferrari's
most
like. They
likely
get
got
told to lift and coast every single race.
yeah. It was either that or his race engineer said, listen, you need to stop pushing.
Yeah,
We need to keep the tires quite good. But I think. I think if that Ferrari car this weekend was up there with the McLarens and the Red Bull with Max, both of them would have been on that podium,
Yeah,
in
I
my
agree.
opinion.
I agree.
Leclerc 100%. I think he was the better driver against Piastri in that battle.
Yeah.
It was just the car let him down, and I think like you said with Lewis, he started 10th, he's gone up to 6th. He was up for that. He was up for the
Yeah, yeah.
weekend. So, but if the car was just there, they would have been both up there. But
No, I completely agree.
it was just one of those. But I think this has kind of given us, well, not me because I'm not a Ferrari fan, but I think Ferrari fans like hope that the car's getting there.
Yeah, I
In my
think
opinion.
they've obviously left the development for this car now and left it for they moved on to 2026. But I think
Hmm.
that you say that the car they're working something out with it. It's definitely
Yeah.
getting better.
Yeah.
They're not going to bring any more upgrades, but the way they're setting it up, it's definitely working better. Um,
Hmm.
and I think that's part and parcel of going into the season. But I think it does give. I think after this weekend, you can see that Lewis and Charles have got a little bit. There's more of a glimmer in their eye than the usual
Yeah.
depressed Ferrari memes that we get out of a weekend.
Yeah.
It seemed a little bit happier in the Ferrari camp.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, we both got the hats on. Should we move on to Mercedes?
We'll move on to Mercedes. Yes. Yes.
A pretty standard race from George Russell. I don't think we never ever said no one ever comments on George Russell because he gets in the car, drives it for 52 laps, and finishes in the exact same place that he started, and
Mhm.
then we're like, oh, freaking out, George has done well again this weekend. It's just
Yeah.
usual. Sign the contract, mate. Toto, where is the
Yeah.
paper?
Yeah. Exactly. Still up in the air. I think yeah, it's just a normal day in the office for George, isn't it?
Yeah,
Basically. Um, you know, he goes out there for qualifying. He qualifies wherever he can. He pushes the car to its limits to get where he can, and then he stays in that spot. We got P5 in quali, and he stayed there. He done really well this
yeah,
weekend. Um, and then you've got Kimi.
yeah. Kimi had a bit of a shambles to start this weekend. He ended up in the gravel, didn't he, in practice one again?
Y- Yep, yep.
And
Um,
I was quite impressed with him
Obviously.
in qualifying. To be honest with you, after
Mhm.
the, the start to the weekend he had, I was quite impressed. He got so high up.
Yep.
But then you know, I don't know. It's just so hard with Kimi, and he just seems to
Yeah.
struggle sometimes. It really affects him.
Yeah. Um, I think we've touched up on this on another episode, but it's I think the question on my mind is, do you think Kimi was ready to get into a Mercedes
Yeah,
car
no, I
straight
agree.
away? You know, um, I think I think what it was, because he come up from the Mercedes, program. It's like, oh yeah, push him straight into there, like they do with the Ferrari,
Yeah,
Ferrari drivers. But it begs the question of, he's a rookie,
yeah. Would
and
he have
he's
been
young.
better than that Williams?
Yeah, he's very young, and we've touched up on it. I think it would have been best for him to go to the Williams, get the Williams seat, and then Carlos Sainz comes to the Mercedes. Give Kimi like,
A
you
year,
know,
at least a year.
you know, yeah, more experience, in F1, and then comes to Mercedes. Look at Russell, for example. Russell did that. Russell went to Williams, he got the experience, and then he came to Mercedes,
Yeah,
and
Russell's a
he's
prime
doing
example, isn't he?
yeah, and he's doing really well. And I think what they've done, I think Kimi's been pushed into the deep end. I think getting into that Mercedes, because there's a lot of expectations, especially with Mercedes. You know, it's one of the top teams in
No,
Formula One,
100%.
and he's only young. He's a rookie. There's still a lot to learn, and I think like I said, he's been pushed into the deep end, in my opinion. I think it was a. I don't want to sound like horrible, but I think it was a bad move.
I think it was
I
a
think he
rushed decision based on the fact that
Yeah.
Lewis moved to Ferrari. I do think they rushed it. I do think you're right. I think I'm not sure about Sainz after the way he's performing at Williams at the minute, but I do think that they probably should have had a more expert. Even Valtteri, put Valtteri back in there for the season while Kimi goes into the Williams, and then see what happens. You know what I mean? Kimi, I do agree. I think Kimi should have been in that Williams seat from the beginning of this year because I think it's just a proven program. Isn't it? You know it's going to work.
Yeah. I think what it is though was like obviously, we say like, we say, oh yeah, Kimi would have been great in the Williams seat, but Williams was going straight for Carlos.
Yeah,
They
that is true.
wanted, they wanted an experienced driver, to come to them.
Yeah.
But obviously when all this stuff was going on, Carlos also was having second thoughts about it, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's
He
one
was.
of the things as well where if they'd have said to Williams, "Will you take Kimi?" I'm sure they would have. Mercedes is there,
Yeah.
They may as well
Yeah.
be their senior team,
Mm-hmm.
and Williams may as well be the junior team of Mercedes. So
Yeah.
they probably would have took him. I know they wanted Sainz, but they probably would have took him.
Yeah. I think like what you said though. I think maybe Bottas would have been, I think, a good option if Kimi went to Williams or
Yeah.
with Carlos, but Carlos is having a bit of a bad season at the moment, and
Yeah. Well, we'll move
so I
on
think
to the Williams if we want while we're here. 'Cause he did finish in seventh, Alexander Albon.
We'll finish.
Albon's having a very, very good season. Williams have scored more points this season than they have in the last 4 combined. I think the majority of it is Alex Albon's points. Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, Carlos Sainz has only got 16. Alexander Albon's got 70. He's carrying that team pretty hard there.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Alex proving again why he deserves a seat, obviously, in F1. We always go back to the fact that he was dumped from Red Bull, but Alex is an out-and-out good driver. I don't think anyone ever denied that. I think the Red Bull seat was a little bit too much pressure for him, but Alex is destroying it at Williams at the minute, and it's thoroughly deserved, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%. It was a bit of a crazy one, wasn't it? Was it Carlos who had that crash?
Right, yeah. So
A bit of
Alex, we can move on from because Sainz had another one of them weekends, like last weekend, where
Yeah.
somehow he ends up crashing with Oliver Behrman.
Yeah.
And how on earth Ollie Behrman gets a penalty for that? I've got no idea because Carlos Sainz just turns on him. But yeah, Sainz is having like weekend after weekend of really, really struggling. And then he comes on the radio and he sounds very aggressive, and we all love Carlos because he's an absolute legend. Like he is the meme lord. We all love him for the fact that he's like a normal person, and you know what I mean. He does seem quite nice, but I just think he's really, really struggling lately. Like really struggling. Did finish 11th, so he was only just out of the points, but you do think, come on, push a bit more out of the car. You see what Alex is doing in it. Come on, Carlos, you're meant to be the more experienced and better driver out of the two. Let's see it.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I wouldn't say there's much more really to comment on about Williams. Just very well done to Alexander Albon once again. How many times do you want to see that this year?
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Move on to the Sauber now. What happened to Hulkenberg?
A DNS. How often do we get a DNS? Yeah, car failure on the formation laps. Not often you see that, but yeah,
it's I was quite shocked about that, to be honest, because I was thinking, oh, what's he, as he going into the pit? I was like, oh, is it going to be like a pit stop for him? Maybe he wants to swap his tires or anything, and it was like, oh, there's a fault with the car. I was like, oh my. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's really not good, is it? Having a fault before you even start the race, it's quite scathing.
And if I was if I was the other driver, I'd be thinking, oh God, I was like, it's not
Yeah.
going to happen to my
When's it
car.
coming for me?
Yeah, exactly. But he finished eighth.
I was going to say, you mentioned
Really
the
good.
driver. He had an absolute stormer.
Yeah, he finished eighth.
That's where he
think he had
qualified, wasn't it?
seventh. He
He
qualified.
qualified P7.
Yeah. So I think he had a really good race. I think he
He
had a
did.
great
He
race.
didn't look out of place in that top 10 at
No,
all.
no, he fully deserved it. Fully deserved it.
I think he's making a very big stake for becoming Rookie of the Year along with Isaac. Like, them two are like a cut above the rest.
Yeah,
And obviously them
yeah,
two were the best out of the lot in F2.
yeah, 100%.
I think you can tell.
No, 100%. I think that's all we can say about the Sabres, I think, isn't it? They just
Yeah, it is literally just a commiserations and congratulations. Let's move on swiftly.
yeah. So we'll move on to Racing Bulls now.
Yeah.
So Isaac Hadjar and Liam Lawson. We'll start with Liam. Bit of a poor race,
Yeah, it's a
in
bit
my
of a mare
opinion.
weekend again, isn't it?
Yeah, he had a bit of a mare.
It kind of comes in fits and spurts, doesn't it? Like, some weekends you think, oh my God, this is the Liam we should have seen in the Red Bull. And then sometimes you think, oh, this is a bit of a poor weekend for Liam.
He
But I
didn't
think
do.
he has showed a bit more consistency.
Yeah, 100%. He didn't do well in qualifying by getting P19, so
Yeah,
that
that's
was a
poor.
bit of a downer for him. He did get 14 from the race, which is obviously a big thing, but he just didn't show anything in the race for him to
No,
get
especially
a bit
with like
higher.
Alonso obviously DNF, that's probably another points place that you can fight for. Sainz dropping out of the points,
Yeah.
Hadjar starting from the pit lane. There was a chance for Liam to get some points there. I know he started 19th, like, but
Yeah.
that car is quick,
Mm-hmm.
and there was probably was a chance for him to get points this weekend, but like you say, not really.
No.
Not really the best weekend for Liam.
And then Isaac.
Yeah.
Just literally another great weekend for him.
Another
in my
great
opinion.
weekend. It's probably extremely disappointed by his qualifying session. But he was going to start on the pit lane anyway.
Yeah. I think it's unbelievable. It is. It's just unbelievable. Like you said, I think
he's definitely staked his claim for the top rookie. I mean.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? I think he will. I think he will get it if he keeps up what he's doing. I think he will. He will definitely be.
I think
top
he just
rookie.
needs to avoid that Red Bull seat like absolute hotcakes. He needs to run as far away as he can from Helmut Marko and Max Verstappen. He needs to get out of that door.
Yeah, because I think what they're going to be doing now is obviously because nothing's been confirmed for that seat yet, have they, for next year?
No, you're not Yuki's seat now.
No. So I think what they'll be doing is they'll be sniffing around him, and I think if I was him, I'd be like, no thanks, I'll stay where I am, thank you. I'll stay where I am.
Yeah, I'll stay where I am and see who comes calling in the next 2 years.
I think maybe 2 more seasons, and if they come knocking, he's got more experience then.
Yeah.
I think
I would accept
it then. Yeah, I would. I'd go right. Yeah, that's fine. But I would not want to be going into the new season with the new engine with the new engine and such.
Yeah, with the new regs.
And coming up against and having my teammate is Max Verstappen, I'd be like, no thanks, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'll leave that one for someone else.
Yeah, I'll leave the stress to someone else, thanks.
Talking of Hadjar, did you see his interview after qualifying where he's going mad? I know we were having a go, we were talking about science before, did you see it? Why is he just driving around track? Why is he being an idiot? Why is he just put a pair of old tyres on just to drive around and go on his jollies and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Quite a scathing interview from Isaac. I didn't actually expect it from him. I didn't know he had it in him.
No. I think that just kind of I think it pissed him off, didn't it?
Yeah, big time.
I think he was just fed up. I think.
Well, he's now lost his record, hasn't he, of being the only driver to get in Q1 in every session, every qualifying, out of Q3, sorry.
Yeah, I think Carlos did that on purpose, to be honest.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I think Carlos just thought, I think he just woke up on Saturday and just thought, you know what, I'm gonna piss someone off today.
I'm coming for the smoke all weekend.
Yeah, I'm literally gonna piss someone off today, and you know what? On race day, I'm gonna crash into someone. Um, Literally, I think he just woke up on like
The
just
wrong side
before,
of the bed.
I think he woke up on Friday thinking, all right, I'm gonna do practice as normal, right? But Saturday I'm gonna piss someone off, and Sunday I'm gonna piss someone off too. Um, but yeah, no, I think he had a great weekend, to be honest.
Yeah, he did.
Isaac had a great weekend, and I think it's one of those where you can just expect it to happen every weekend now, can't you?
I know you do. It's a shock when he goes out of Q3, and obviously we haven't been out of Q3, but it's even a shock
Yeah.
now when he goes out of Q2. You expect him to be in Q3 every weekend and
Yeah.
competing for the top 10, obviously competing for the top 5. He seems to get a chance at every weekend, to be honest with you.
So let's move on to the Haas. So Behrman,
Oh, yeah.
obviously,
Obviously got the
main
10
thing
second
there.
penalty from the collision with Sainz.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
always
So
spoken
obviously the
about that.
main
It's an absolute joke.
main talking point there is obviously the crash with Carlos, but obviously we've touched on that. But with obviously the 10-second time penalty was obviously, I think, in my opinion, just why,
Yeah.
why?
I think they need
They're
a little bit
saying
of
it.
clarification on. You know, we had the problem with Sainz last weekend and Lawson. Like Stewart's
Mhm.
coming out and apologising. This is another case of it again. The stewards need to come out and
Yeah, yeah,
apologise
yeah,
to Ollie Behrman for giving the
yeah.
penalty.
They were saying that it was Carlos's corner, but it's just no,
Nah, that
no,
was
no.
front wheels alongside Big Mirror. That was 100% a
Yeah,
challenge for the corner. You should have seen him going.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but Ollie would be disappointed to miss out on a point again.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? To be honest, like it's especially that corner. You can, it's one of those corners where you only need to, you only need to brake like just a little bit,
Yeah.
through that corner. And I think what it was is that they were, they both, seeing that they were next to each other. Carlos obviously may have had that little bit more edge, in front of him. So
Yeah,
we,
but neither are
Carlos
backing out.
thought, no, no. So obviously Carlos just thought, oh, this is my corner, this. So he's gonna brake, but obviously he just didn't. Behrman just went, right, this is my corner too. And then that's both, both of them just happened.
Yeah.
Once that happened, I thought both of them were out, and then we were gonna have a safety car, and I was
Oh, I was
thinking,
praying for a
oh,
safety car.
I was thinking this is gonna make it interesting now. This is
Yeah.
gonna make it really
I was
interesting.
praying. I was like that, praying one of them were beached. No harm to the
Yeah.
cars or not, and just one of them were
No,
beached,
no, no,
and we
no.
had to
Yeah,
get a safety car out, but no.
yeah, yeah. But that was obviously Behrman. Ocon, nothing really to, there's nothing really there.
No, not at
He
all,
got,
was it?
you know,
It was a bit like the Liam Lawson weekend and the Yuki
yeah,
Tsunoda weekend, where it's a bit of a nothing
yeah.
weekend again.
It was just, there was just nothing there. 15th on the grid and 15th again. For qualifying.
It's George
There
Russell at the
wasn't
back.
really. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, there was nothing really to talk about with Ocon, is there? So,
No.
nothing there. Alpine,
I think they would like us to avoid them.
yeah, 16th and 17th, both of them. I think.
Yeah, that car's really not good. I mean, Pierre Gasly signed a new contract over the weekend,
No, well, that's a good thing for
which is
Gasly.
a brave decision considering the state the car's in.
Yeah, if I was Gasly, I'd be looking at that Red Bull seat, mate.
Yeah, he's already had one go, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's already had one go at that Red Bull seat, and it didn't work out very well. So,
Or I'd be looking at the Mercedes options. I'd be like, oh, what's going on there? But I don't think I'd want Gasly and a Mercedes, to be honest. That's just my opinion.
yeah, no, I think it helps that the team's French. For Gasly, it'll probably be a nice little bonus that he can stay with the French team. But I think it's a bit of a weird decision, unless he knows something. I think I heard Karun Chandok say on the weekend, unless he knows something we don't. I think it's a little bit early to be committing to Alpine, unless he's got
Yeah.
loads of money from it. He knows he's getting serious though.
Yeah, it's either loads of money or they've said something to him about next year's car, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, it's going to be very interesting next year because of the new engine.
But they've got a load of investors, Alpine, I think, as well, like some Anthony Joshua and people like that.
Jeremy Clarkson also.
Yeah, they've got like a load
With
of
the
like
yeah, they've
celebrity
got loads.
investors. So maybe that was
Yeah.
that swayed his decision. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Um,
You know, sign new contract. We won't let Anthony Joshua knock it out.
Yeah.
And
And you won't
also
go to Jeremy Clarkson's farm.
you'll get Hawkston for life as well. That's what you'll get. Jeremy Clarkson's beer. But yeah, I think both Alpine drivers do not want us talking about them, to be honest.
No. I do feel
They
a bit sorry
both
for
had
Franco because obviously a lot of the talk at the minute is over his contract and if he'll be in the seat next year. And I hope so because I do like Franco. I think he's got a lot to prove. I think he's got more to prove. But looking at some of the drivers in F2, I cannot see Franco being in that seat next year.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I don't think it'll happen.
So we'll move on to the last team. We've got Aston Martin. Alonso had a retirement.
Suspension problems, didn't he? Rode too high on the curb.
Yeah.
That was another one as well. Sorry. That was another one where I thought I was going to get a safety car for a puncture or something like
that. Yeah.
And it wasn't. He just rolled back to the pits.
Yeah. Once I seen something was wrong with Fernando, I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh, was there a problem, like an engine problem or anything?
Yeah.
And then seeing the replay, and I was like, oh, he's done a suspension.
Yeah, it went straight away, didn't it, on that high bump?
I was like, he's gone on the curb, on the high part of the curb, and his suspension has gone.
Yeah, a bit of a weekend to forget for Fernando, isn't it? To be fair, he did qualify quite well.
He did. I did feel sorry for Lando. Bloody hell! I did feel sorry
for Orlando.
I did feel sorry for Alonso, to be honest, because I thought he was gonna have a good battle with Bortoleto, and he was having a good battle
with his manager.
Yeah, he was having a good battle, both of them, and I was thinking this is gonna be a really good battle, this. And obviously, I think he got a bit too excited. and I think he.
It's not like him, is it, to make a mistake like that?
No. I think he overdone it. I think what he realised is he was like, oh bloody hell, I've got me rookie behind me, and he's actually giving me a fight here.
A little bit quick.
I don't want to be a meme this weekend, to be honest. So I'm gonna send it through this corner. Oh, my suspension's gone. I'm gonna be a meme anyway. And then Lance Stroll.
This is very similar to the two Alpine. I'm not gonna lie to you. Unless I'm forgetting something massive, I don't even remember them seeing him on the telly.
I don't even think he was talked about. The only time that you'd hear him was when he got overtook. That was it. I think that was it.
I remember that. I think he was just at the back the whole race.
No, I can't remember anything from Stroll, to be honest.
No?
I think
that's not being horrible. That's just in general.
No. I think what would have been best for him, in order to get a talking point, would have been if he retired. That was it.
Or have a go with someone.
It was just literally or him complaining about someone. Like he could have been complaining about Max or something, going past him on a blue flag. Like Max has just overtook me.
We have to talk about, by the way. So I know you just talked about Max. I can't believe we forgot about it. Max Verstappen talking about the McLarens on the radio with GP.
Yes, we did not. I forgot about the radio message.
That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen on an F1 race.
I would say, right, if there was an award for funniest radio message, that would be the winner right there. Like, when they have driver of the day, they should have radio message of the day.
Radio message of the day. Let's put it forward.
Yeah. It's radio message of the day, and that would be it. It was the way he just started. It was the way he just went, ha! Like, he just laughed. Right? He laughed down the radio and just went, oh, is that because of the slow pit stop?
Yeah, GP's like, Lando and Oscar are swap positions. He's like, ha? Over what? A slow pit stop?
Yeah.
Like, let's leave that to them.
Yeah, focus on the race. And then he said something like, he said something Because they said, didn't they? Focus on your race, keep it, try and keep it clean. And he said something like, yeah, keep it clean, but fast racing or something like that. Was it? He said something. It was like he said one thing, but it was completely opposite, like of saying something else. I think it was like, oh yeah, I'll keep the tires clean, but I'll race fast. It's like, all right, okay, yep. So, but no, it was a great radio
Yeah,
message.
that kind of
was
summed. There was not
fantastic.
really any more talking points from the weekend, was there? It kind of summed up the whole weekend.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
just trying
that's
to think of anything. I ordered myself the blue Ferrari top.
Oh, nice.
I
Yeah,
had to get
yeah,
it.
I've seen that. No, you won't see me in anything blue. I'm not
No, I
gonna
can
lie.
imagine. I think that was about it. That was
Um,
one of the best things to come out of the weekend. That Ferrari livery, it was unbelievable.
yeah,
It looks so
no, it was
nice in
nice.
that.
No, it was.
Right, should we move
I
on to
think
the
that's
quiz to finish up?
yeah, that is it. So we'll move on to the quiz now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's my turn this weekend. Bloody hell. It's my turn this week. For the quiz. So it's going to be on George Russell.
George
Okay.
Russell. I've got my Mercedes hat on for good luck. I can swap. I've got
Yeah.
a Russell one over there.
So, 5 questions.
Yeah.
If you need multiple choice, then obviously I'll give you some multiple choice ones.
Probably.
So, yeah. So the first one, right? When did George officially join the Mercedes Junior Driver Program?
The junior driver program.
Yes.
Deary me. You threw me right into the bus here.
If you need options, then I'll give you
Yeah, I'll have a
options.
multiple choice
Right.
for this one.
Okay. So, was it 2020, 2010, or 2017?
Oh, that feels like it's too. 2010 seems a little bit too young, so I'm going to go with 2017.
2017 is correct. Yeah.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yep. All right.
It couldn't have been 2020,
George...
he was only racing by then.
So, question number 2. George's first F1 pole position came in Hungary in 2022.
Yeah.
Where did he claim his second? So where did he claim his second, pole position? And I'll give you some options if you need them.
I remember the Hungary one. I remember that because that was in. See, I thought it was Spain, but Spain's before Hungary, so it can't be. Can I have the option? I have an answer in mind, but can I have the options?
You can have. I'll give you 3 options. Yeah, right. So, is it Australia 2023, Canada 2024, or Qatar 2023?
Say the first one again.
Australia 2023. Do you want me to read them out again for you?
No, because I thought it was Brazil, because he won a race in Brazil, didn't he? I don't think it's Australia, but I don't think it's Canada. I think it's option number 3.
You saying it's 1 second, Qatar 2023? It was Canada 2024.
Was it that long before he got another pole position? 2 years.
Yeah.
See that put me, the 2024 put me off completely.
Yeah.
That seems so far apart for George to get a pole.
So he would have most likely got race wins and such, wouldn't he?
Well, he did. He won in Brazil, didn't he?
Yeah. But is it the pole position? When was his second pole position?
I would never have guessed that.
It's crazy, isn't it? Okay.
Seems way too far apart, man.
You should get this one. This is an easy one. This one, right? What name was given to George's F1 intro shot for the 2023 season?
Do you mean the bird? The bird thing?
It
wasn't called the bird, but it was the bird thing. It was the T-pose.
That's it, the T-pose, yes. That's it, I was hoping... I was going to give you the bird one because I knew exactly what you were going on about. I was going to give you it anyway.
No,
but yeah, the T-pose.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so... let me have a look at the next one. So the next one. As of September 2024, what is George's best F1 sprint race result?
Sprint race results.
Yeah.
Deary me. He hasn't won one.
I can give you options if you
You
want.
can give me options, but I don't think he's won one.
Right. So this is as of September 2024.
Right.
Right. So from then onwards, I'm guessing. So, P2, P4, or P1.
I don't think he... Has he won one and I've forgotten about it? I think he might have won one. I think he might have
Are you
won
going
one.
P1?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to say P1. I'm going to back George.
So you're going P1, yeah?
Yep. I think it's wrong now. You're looking
P1.
like
P1 is the correct answer.
that. Oh, yeah. I thought he
Yeah.
won one.
Yeah. So,
Did we know
P1
where?
is
We got the answer.
I don't. Oh yeah, sorry. Let's have a look. So not only did George win the 2022 Brazilian Grand Prix, but he also won the sprint on Saturday from P3 on the grid.
That's where I'm getting pole position mixed up.
Yeah,
That makes so much more sense now.
yeah. So
Oh. I might have got the other
so that's
question,
where
mate, if I knew that.
so that's where he got the that from.
Right,
So
okay.
this one's a bit hard, and you may need the multiple choice ones for this one. I wouldn't have got this one right off the back of my head. I would have needed it's a guessing game, this one. So back again.
Your
As of
laughed before you
September
even
2020
started.
As of September 2024, how many laps has George led for Mercedes in his F1 career?
Led. Not many.
So I'll give you options. So 200, 175, or 225.
It's got to be the lowest one.
So it's a guessing game, that one.
I've got to say 175. It's got to be the lowest one.
Are you saying lowest?
I'm saying 175.
175.
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Yep.
Locked in.
I'm locked
Yeah.
in.
Wrong.
Oh.
It's 225.
Oh, it was the most.
Yeah. George has led 225 laps with the team over 11 different races, adding up to nearly 1,000 km led in F1.
Fair enough. Big
Yeah.
up to George.
And I think most of that. Remember that win that he had when he stayed on the hard tyre for the majority of the race, but I think he got penalised for it.
Oh, we didn't actually get the... Lewis got the win last year.
Yeah. I think
Well, that would have been like 60 laps, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think half of those laps are there.
And he had, if you remember, I forget about laps, like, do you remember his first ever Grand Prix for Mercedes? He took over Lewis.
Yeah.
Because Lewis had, was it tonsillitis or something? Was that 2020? Yeah, it must have been, because it was COVID, because they went to Bahrain.
Yeah.
And then done the small version of Bahrain.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a 52-second lap.
Yeah.
And George was,
and he was
winning.
Yeah, he was smashing it, wasn't he? In that it's this one actually. It was in this Mercedes right here.
Yeah.
He was in that Mercedes, and he was
didn't
flying, wasn't he?
They finished second, didn't he? Or no, he finished 10th, didn't he? He got a puncture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mate, it's devastating.
Yeah. He done such a good race.
I know, because he was in versus Checo Perez, weren't he?
Yeah. But he was in an absolutely unbelievable car.
Yeah, the car was silly.
Yeah, he was in an absolutely unbelievable car, but I think he did really well, especially that he was never.
I remember him saying he was too big.
Mm.
He was too long for the car. That was one of the things I always remember. He got in Lewis's car and he was like, I actually don't fit.
Yeah.
And they all thought it was going to be a problem.
Because obviously it was set for Lewis, though, wasn't it? That
Yeah,
car. That literally, when you talk about this car right here, right? You're talking about Lewis. That was Lewis's car.
That's probably the best car, one of the best, if not the best car ever.
Yeah. Because I remember,
W11.
because I remember we're kind of going off a little bit off track here, but I remember him in an interview like saying like, oh, have you ever, have you gone into one of the the old F1 cars? And he went, oh, I went into the me is it the 14? I can't remember. Yeah, the 14. He went, yeah, I drove the 14 the other day, and they were like, oh, why have you done that to yourself? And he was like, he's just amazing. Literally, it's just absolutely amazing, that car. It's so good. But I think he misses it, doesn't he? I think he misses it.
I think he does miss a championship winning car, like.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That is it
Yeah, that is it
for
for
the
this week.
episode. Yeah, and we'll be back next week on well, we record it on a Tuesday and then try and get it out as
post on a
soon as
Wednesday.
possible on Wednesday, don't we? Yeah. So next week we'll do another episode for you guys.
Yeah,
and,
we'll have a little predictions, a little breakdown episode. We'll see what's going on in the week.
Yeah.
And then
see if any more breaking news.
yeah,
Maybe you never know. Maybe see some Mercedes contracts signed. Maybe.
hopefully.
And we might talk about the Cadillac actually next week.
And we
Might
are
talk about them.
getting closer to putting some content out on the TikTok and the YouTube of F125.
Yes.
We are getting closer and closer, so
we'll be getting
keep
that
your
all
eyes peeled.
sorted out.
Like and comment. Follow me on TikTok at DamnAvon3. Follow Reese on TikTok at ReeseJ16. Follow the account on the PitPod account on TikTok. PitPod. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.
Thank you. See you guys.